When I was about 12, 13 years old, we rented a house. My dad bought a huge house at the end of the street, and nearby neighbors were half a mile away. It was 24, 25 rooms. A man, Mr. Sadler, had went crazy and said God said to kill his children. So he killed 7. 2 weren't home at the time. They escaped. The house needed a lot of work. Not even a bathroom. We used an outhouse for 6 months. That alone was scary. Trekking out to it in the middle of the night. Anyhow, we hadn't moved in yet. After school, I rode my bike down to see the house. On one side, it had 5 windows. I looked through the window and saw this man laying on the couch. I pedaled my butt home and told my dad. He said it was locked up. There was no way. Dad asked me to describe the man, and I described Mr. Sadler down to a T. And I hadn't even seen a picture of him anywhere. I mentioned the 5 windows. There were only 4, my dad said. But originally there was 5 windows, and 1 had been removed before the man went crazy. I never felt comfortable in that house again. I was at my parents' house one day with my 3 kids, ages 13, 3, and 2. My mom was taking a nap in her bedroom, and my dad was outside, piddling around. The younger kids were in the playroom on the other side of the house. My oldest daughter was with me while watching TV in the living room. About in the middle of the house, I heard the front door slam, open and close. That leads to the dining room. I heard heavy-footed, booted footsteps. I heard them go all the way through the living room, where it was carpeted. About 10 seconds after the footsteps stopped, my 3-year-old son came running in out of the playroom, scared and yelling, "A man, a man!" I, of course, went to look, and nobody was there. Something was there that I could hear, but I couldn't see, but my son saw it. I was feeling awful because my gallbladder was inflamed. I went to the emergency room very early in the morning. After being checked out, I waited for many hours, was finally admitted and scheduled for surgery. After the operation, I was resting in my hospital room. Throughout the day, staff came and went constantly. That first night, I was given something to help me sleep. I was later woken by a nurse asking if I needed anything. I told her no, but she said my call light was on. That's why she had come in. I looked around thinking maybe I had rolled onto it, but I hadn't. It was laying on the floor. When she bent down to pick it up, I suddenly asked her, "Do you smell roses?" I wasn't wearing any perfume. I had just had surgery. She paused, sniffed the air, and said she smelled it too. Then she placed the call button back on my bed and left. Was it someone who had just passed? Someone trying to make contact before leaving? I was a little spooked.